Hi, I'm DJ Sixsmith. What's up? You're watching The Sit Down. Natasha Ward is here with us. The Oval on BET. It's been a great hit. How are you, Natasha?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So we were just talking off camera. You are one of the few people in the industry that gets to be working right now, which is a huge blessing given everything going on. So why don't we just talk about the experience and just describe the work atmosphere going forward for you right now?
Yeah, the experience being cast on the Oval was pretty crazy. I went in for a regular audition here in LA, just like everyone else, and I always say that like 95% of the job is auditioning, 5% is working. And so you gotta learn to just do the audition and leave it there and walk away and literally like not think about it. And so that's kind of what I did. Didn't think too much about it. Ended up getting a call a couple weeks later to go to Atlanta to do chemistry read. Got there and actually read for a completely different role, not even the one I read for originally. And then from there, ended up getting a completely different role from that. So the third role that I actually read for this show was a part of Ellie, and it's a perfect fit, honestly.
That's really awesome. So what do you like the most about playing Ellie? And obviously Ellie's going to have a big run going forward, but what have you liked so far with her?
What I love about Ellie is just she's kind of breezes in this little wide-eyed breath of fresh air, so to speak, in this kind of very harsh, gritty story about kind of the dark side of what's going on in all the lives of these characters. And she breezes in this red dress and kind of doe-eyed, and we get to kind of watch her in her humanness, with nervousness and kind of the humanity of this character kind of being thrown into this world, as it were. And so I love just the humanity, the nervousness of her, kind of the ebb and the flow of, we get to see her emotions. But I think she's definitely got spunk. And so we're going to get to see a little bit of that as she continues to unravel. So I think she's just got really nice layers to her that we get to see play off of, kind of some of these harsher characters.
I think the layers in terms of the characters and just the show in general makes this series really fascinating. So what's it been like for you just to unpack everything else for the show? Like Ellie's already complex, but just there's a lot going on with all the cast members. So what fascinates you the most about the Oval?
I think what fascinates me most about the Oval is that not many shows really show what can go on in the White House, like aside from the politics. And so I think the fascinating part is how you can be so thoroughly captivated by a show that has a political connotation in its name, but it really has nothing to do with the politics of the country, but everything to do with the politics of humanity. And kind of like dealing with the even dictatorships of our own kind of souls as humans, and just kind of the craziness of the government of human life. I mean, it's a different angle, for discovering kind of like how people move through these kind of political worlds. So I think that's really captivating.
There's a lot going on there. There's no question about it. And there's a lot going on in the world of Tyler Perry also. I'm really just blown away with what he's been able to do, not only on BET, just in his career in general. What's your best Tyler Perry story so far?
Oh my gosh, my best Tyler Perry story. Honestly, it would have to be attending the Imagine This gala when he did the grand opening of the studio. I mean, it was a dream come true. It was literally walking into someone's dream, something so grand, that he had imagined. And so I know that's not like a juicy story, but honestly, like to get to experience someone like in the middle of an unimaginable dream and kind of like look at their Disneyland come to life, and get to know him personally and see him kind of stand there and take it in as it's unfolding, and really just see, you know, his heart and get to see him just as a man and kind of the young man who went through so much, and to watch that story actually happen on someone's face. You know, it was, I think my favorite Tyler Perry moment so far. And I know people are like looking for crazy Medea moments, but to get to kind of actually encounter Tyler, the man behind Medea, in his, you know, just everyday humanness, kind of like we all are, I think is really the coolest story.
I mean, I think that's a great story for a number of different reasons. I mean, it's just been groundbreaking what he's been able to do in the industry, and especially as a man of color too. Like, there are not many people who've been able to break through like that. So what does it mean to you to see that person as a role model and also have that person as a friend now and somebody that you can rely on as a colleague?
You know, yeah, I really think you said it. I mean, it's just, he is a role model. He is the American dream, as it were, you know, to see his name on the freeway sign next to the exact same exit, you know, as he tells it, he used to live off of when he was first homeless. I mean, you can't write that story, you know, that's like literally kind of watching, you know, a divine story unfold. And so I think for so many, especially in this current climate where it really feels like you can kind of get caught in the hopelessness and despair of humanity, and is it going to get better? You know, is there something on the other side of this tunnel? You know, I like to think of the phrase when we say we're going through something, we kind of don't really break that down to think when we say we're going through, it actually means we're saying we're going to come out on the other side. And so Tyler, I think, is a perfect example of somebody who traveled through, you know, that unimaginable place and got to the other side. And so to get to see the other side of that story, as a person of color, as a young woman of color, as an actress, and to know him personally and know that he believes in me, you know, and honestly, even really bet more on me than I would have on myself. You know, as a young actress, you know, people say, you know, you got talent, you got what it takes, and you kind of are like, do I? And to have someone like Tyler actually say, you know, I believe in you, I believe in your gifts, and I'm gonna bet on you, and I think you can do this. You know, it's an unimaginable, you know, ally and friend to have.
That confidence goes a long way, and especially being part of this show too. Like, it's clearly resonated with people. People are loving it. Why do you think it has attracted such a big following so far?
I think, you know, like I said earlier, just because it's not about the politics of the country, the politics of the White House, it's about the politics of humanity. And, you know, granted, it's kind of, it's a soap opera, so it's drama, over the top, you know, craziness. But I think it really kind of pushes the limits of what you know, what we're capable of as humans, as unfortunate as that can be. And two, I think I really love that it kind of breaks down a lot of the thought process behind what someone might be thinking when they make a bad choice, you know, a not so great choice. And so I think that's really just entertaining to watch people kind of process through, you know, the dark side of their decision making.
So in addition to acting, you were Division I track athlete at UC Irvine. I married a former D1 athlete, so I know it's a little bit of a different mental state, a little bit different competitively. What has the athlete mindset done for you, not only in college, but beyond, in terms of fitness, mental health, and everything else?
Oh my gosh, you know, the athlete mindset, I honestly think everyone should have to play sports and be an athlete in their adolescence, even if they're not good, even if it's not, you know, your forte, but what you take away from it, being on a team and learning how to push past mental barriers, learning how to just really hold yourself accountable. It's priceless. It's honestly priceless. And it has really bled into every single aspect of my life, especially now being in the entertainment industry. You really gotta tell yourself, okay, it's game time, you know, it's time to go. And you gotta rise to the challenge. And I think too, the other thing is really learning how to stay in your lane. and not be distracted or intimidated by, the other players around you. I think that is something that is so key to being in this industry and just life in general. We live in a society where comparison just runs rampant in our life, from Instagram to just, branding and the marketing we see. It's kind of this unending messaging of, never enough or needing to level up. And so I think as an athlete, it kind of is a great mentality to be able to see that and have it kind of inspire you and motivate you, but not necessarily knock you, off your game. And so for me, it's really just taught me discipline, mental clarity, mental toughness, mental focus. So I'm so thankful, for having been an athlete.
Yeah, you need tough skin in sports. You certainly need it in the acting world, no doubt about that. And I think another great part of your story is that you have a really powerful voice, and you've used that on social media for social issues. You've started a bunch of nonprofits during COVID, which I think is really impressive. So what motivates you away from acting and away from sports? What really drives you to pour into other people and other causes?
I think it's just wanting to give yourself away, give your gifts. Gifts are made to be given. And so what is it that I carry that will change the life of one person, today? It doesn't have to be something extravagant, but how can I use an encouraging word just to say, you look really nice. I like the shirt you're wearing. You have a great smile. It just goes so far. And I think because when I receive those things, I think when I receive a compliment from a total stranger, it means so much to me because you don't know me at all. And for you to stop what you're doing, step away from your phone or whatever it is that you're doing and say, I see you and I want to acknowledge you in this moment and just let you know, like, I see you and I'm thankful for you right now in this moment, and to give a compliment. I think that is something that is so integral to humanity. We need affirmation, not even something that, in a sense that we're like seeking, but just to be acknowledged and say you're seen and you're valuable. And so what drives me is just my ideal world is just a world where everyone knows how truly valuable they are, that you're not just 1 in 7 billion. Like, you are that important to the greater story. And so that's really just my passion.
So simple, yet so profound. I think that's a perfect place to leave it. Natasha Ward, thanks so much for jumping on, and looking forward to the season 1 finale of The Oval, and best luck with everything going forward, all right?
Thank you so much. Have a great one.